Hi friends, we are moving on to lesson 2 in geometry. Today you will justify the area formula for a right triangle by viewing the right triangle as part of a rectangle composed of two right triangles. Keep this in mind because this is basically the whole idea of what we are doing. You're going to view the right triangle as part of a rectangle. And that rectangle is composed of two right triangles. Okay, that is going to be an important clue as to what you will be doing from here on. On page S5, you will find the exploratory challenge. You're going to work with a partner, and I have given you, or I will be giving you, or you will get, I will let you know. You're going to use the shapes labeled with an X to predict the formula needed to calculate the area of a right triangle. You're going to explain your prediction. So the formula, you're going to find the formula for the area of a right triangle and area of the given triangle. So that's the triangle labeled with an X, okay? So using the template given to you, see if you can determine the area of a right triangle. Keep in mind, okay? In lesson 1, we learned that the area of a parallelogram is area equals base times height. So pause this video right now if you would like to spend some time trying to figure out what the area of a right triangle is. So have you figured it out? Okay, so what are some properties of the right triangle? So we know that a right triangle is a three-sided polygon. Okay, so there's three sides to it. And one interior angle or inside angle must measure exactly 90 degrees. Okay. So can you fit the triangles inside the rectangle? And if so, how many times can you fit that triangle? Okay, so the triangle given to you, can you fit it inside the rectangle? So I'm hoping that you have discovered that you've been able to fit that triangle twice inside the rectangle. So we're back to our exploratory challenge on page S5. I'm hoping that by now you've realized that the area of a right triangle is 1/2 the base times height. Okay, because area equals base times height over 2, because that one right triangle that you've been able to fit inside the rectangle is half of that rectangle, right? And remember parallelograms, but basically a rectangle is a parallelogram, right? Your formula was area equals base times height. Okay, so from here on you will most likely see this as written as A equals BH. B for base, H for height. The area the triangle that you were given, we'll mark the letter X, right? So now you're supposed to figure out the area. Measurements were 3 inches by 2 inches, and we want half of that because that's our formula. So your area should be 3 inches squared. And remember, you're multiplying inches 2 times, and that's why it is squared. Now pause this video to answer letter B of the exploratory challenge, okay? And then I will help you with your exercise. On page S6 is where your exercises start, and we're just going to work on the first one together, and then you'll move on and do the rest on your own. You are being asked to calculate the area of each triangle below. Okay, so each figure is not drawn to scale. So yeah, this little triangle is not 8 feet tall. Okay, so we're going to identify the base, and that's that line down here. Okay, remember that from our work with parallelograms. And the height is right here. And if you remember, parallelograms, you determine the height because that is that line that forms this right triangle. Okay, so that's really important. This is in the 17 feet here. You're not using that. Okay, so only base and height. And since this triangle is 1/2 of the parallelogram, our area is 1/2 base times height. And we've found that the formula that should be 1/2 15 feet by 8 feet. And when you calculate that, you should have gotten 60 feet square. Okay, sorry, this should be at times over here. So feet, 1/2 15 feet times 8 feet is 60 feet squared. And once again, this 15 is right here. The 8 is your height, and 1/2 because that is our formula, right? 1/2 base times height. All right, moving on. Your next steps: complete exercises 1 through 8. You should have completed 1 by now. You can work with a partner or by yourself. Answer your problem set questions. Once you finish your problem set questions, show me your work, and I will give you your exit ticket, which you should be able to complete in 5 minutes before moving on to your intervention work. Please, if you need any help, write your name on the board. All right, guys, until lesson 3. See ya.